Good morning, everybody. Just so that everyone is aware, I am um, I'm needing to go through and update a couple of things, so I will be doing that real quick. You know what? There shouldn't be any kind of sensitive information that's on the screen, so maybe I'll just go ahead and jump into the. Wow! Hi, guys. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of let this run its course for a minute. But how's everybody doing? I just to show you guys a little bit about what I did last night, and a little bit of an introduction for myself. If you are, as of this moment, unfamiliar with me, I am Steven Anderson. I am a 3D character supervisor on the Overwatch team, and I love what I do. Still brand new to it, so I'm still trying to learn it, but uh, it's a good time. It's a good time. Let me show you guys. I also teach at Nomen, and so I'm always doing different little demos and things. And this is the posing demo that I did last night. I wish that this little thing would go away. I don't need the thumbnails. How do you get rid of the thumbnails? This is, it's a new computer, so I'm trying to, and it's like the newest version of Windows, and so I'm trying to figure out where everything is at. Small media, ask for permission, show gallery tile. It shouldn't be showing anything. Ah, good gravy. Yeah, because I don't like having those little thumbnails at the bottom. If anybody knows how to get rid of that, hide film strip. Found it. Smarter every day. But yeah, so the idea is to take his hand and kind of put it up to his chest, so he's given like peace sign or whatever. Um, yeah, it's just fun. This is Sushiyama. He's a fun little guy. So that's a little bit about kind of what I did last night. Um, cool. That was successfully installed. Let's update ZBrush now because I had to uninstall, and let's reinstall. Let's get rid of that little logo right there. And I gotta pull this over here. I try to keep my desktop organized in a way of being able to make sure that I have games and then I have whatever whatever server they come from, right? So I've got the Epic launcher over here, and then Multiversus and Hogwarts Legacy. I've got EA with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, um, Battle.net with Overwatch and Crash Bandicoot. I've got Amazon Games with Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Oh my goodness. It would be just you. The sound is fine. So make sure you adjust your levels. I mean, I could check and make sure that it didn't somehow change my levels, but it should be fine. Let's see. Let's go in here. Open sound settings. Pull this off to the side so we can see the beautiful artwork as it's scrolling through. Select language, English, please. Next, yes. Next. Some beautiful artwork now that we can gawk and eye. I love Carlos. He's actually a big reason why I got into character stuff. Ah, Dan. Dan the man. Okay, how about that? Is that a little bit better? That should be just about the same. Look who's back. Yeah. Almost done with this. This should be pretty quick. Should be pretty quick. Yeah. I mean, literally all my settings are up as high as they can go. So yeah, at this point, if volume's low, it's definitely something on your end. Sorry to say. All right, now we've got this. Now it's all updated. That makes me happy. All right, we're good. Okay, cool. So we've got that. And I can take this and close it now. Um, sounds better now. Okay, good. Cool. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to open up I don't know. Okay, so let's ask about some stuff. Let's see what you guys are interested in seeing. What's new in ZBrush? I'm not gonna go over that kind of content since there's already a bunch of stuff on that. Um, and I'd much rather use this time to be able to work on something fun. Um, so some of the things that I have going on that I'd like to be able to do, I've got Sushiyama that I did last night. You know, if we look at this is this is Sushiyama with the jacket. Okay. And then if we look, here's pose 2. That's not the right one. I think this should be the right one. There he is with the pose. Now you notice there are a couple of little changes. If we look at them proportion wise, oh, I didn't really change the legs after this one. This is fine. You should be fine. Okay. So yeah, this is posed Sushiyama. Okay. Lots of fun. Here, let's go ahead. Let's change over to the clay material. Skip until next restart. We'll say with the renderer, let's say Redshift render will turn on Redshift. And then let's say Z plugin subtool master fill material. All right. Now we've got a couple of pieces here that didn't take it. Color fill object. Grab that mask. The mask didn't take it because it has a texture applied. So let's go ahead and grab that texture map, turn that off, and there we go. Or we could leave it on and we could just say fill material and we're good to go. Either way. Now, something that's funny is that I've got his mask, but I've also gone in and posed his face. So this way he's got like a little bit of attitude. Rakan, dude, how you doing? How are you doing? I'm just barely jumping into it. Yeah, so this is kind of where we got him to last night after my Gnomon demo. So let's kind of leave the mask on for now. I feel like that adds a lot to his personality. And one thing I kind of want to keep an eye on is to make sure that his feet are still nice and level. Um, yeah, this guy's pretty well, not super textured. He's a little textured. You see, like his mask is painted, and that's really pretty much it. He's not. And like his jacket has like a little bit of a gradient going up the sleeve. It has the color separation and things like that. Um, dude, it's fun to see you, dude. Um, but yeah, so what I want to do is I want to pose this arm so that hand's kind of up in front of his chest more. Um, let's take the jacket. I'm going to turn it off for right now. You can see just how messed up that is. The pose is going to feel very different without the jacket than it feels with the jacket. And one of the big goals that we're going to have with this is to make sure that it feels balanced. Because if I 3D print it, I want to make sure that this guy is going to sit. They're just going to sit well, you know. I don't want him to fall over. So there'll be a few things that we'll have to do. Is like with this jacket, we've got to go through. We got to finish out the pockets. Okay, you can see that's kind of weird. The inside of the coat is not thick enough to cover his hand, so we're going to have to. In fact, I think that that part of the jacket might not even have. It does have thickness. Okay. Always yes. Cool. So we've got stuff going on. Hey sis, how you doing? Yeah, gonna go ahead and take this guy into a final pose. He's got his nice new drip going on, and he's looking groovy. Looking groovy. He's looking hip and fly. I don't know what all the kids say these days. I know that like drip's one of those words. Oh come on. Oh come on. Oh come on. Oh come on. Oh, I hit that tab key on accident. I like that's one of those keys that kind of drives me nuts. But yeah, I don't really have anything else I can do with it. I'm just trying to fill in that area so that it doesn't feel like he's losing mass. Looks like he can easily do the 10K. Yeah, he keep up with Damien really well. Oh, you're making cinnamon rolls. Yeah, I need to make cinnamon rolls again sometime soon. Actually, I probably shouldn't make cinnamon rolls again sometime soon. Yeah, he definitely doesn't doesn't skip leg day there. Sorry, I was looking at the sushi part and I was like, yeah, sushi, fish, and then all right, let's see. Oh, another thing that I'm going to want to do is like I currently have these little snaps right here, but I don't have their corresponding pieces on the other side. So I would want to add those in before I try to do any kind of prep for print sort of thing. Um, and granted, you know, prepping for print is like eons away from right now. I'm not super worried. Yeah, lots of stuff to clean up though. Lots of stuff to clean up. I won't worry about that right now though. Let's worry about this. Lovely. Ah, stop hitting that. I keep hitting that. You see like some of this arm stuff. I kind of just let it stay messy since it's going to be underneath the jacket. I didn't super care about the arm here on that side. This side, let's try to keep it a little bit more in line with what we need. Um, oh, something like that. What kind of pose it? Here, in fact, let's take it kind of part way. Soften it, soften it. Let's do it the other direction first. This might give me a little bit nicer of a transition. I might go through and clean up the other side based on what I do here. Just because it needs it. Alright, let's kind of pull this in. Now, there are a couple things that I'm trying to be a little bit aware. Oh no, that's no good. Look at that. Dang it. Let's unmask that because that was no good. Alright, that'll be a little bit better. Man, I could totally go for some kebabs and whatnot right now. Cool. So now that arm's in pose, let's go ahead and work on that sleeve. Okay, because that sleeve's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, guys. So much fun. Okay, so let's see. Let's grab. Hey Satoshi, how you doing, dude? We got like two buddies from work now. It's kind of fun. Yeah, so this is Sushiyama. For anybody just joining the stream and isn't familiar with my character here, yeah, definitely takes a lot of kind of pushing and pulling to get this working right. Um, but yeah, he's fun. He's a fun character. I have a whole series of little characters that I've been building into toys for the last year or so. These are my food demons. They're a blast. They're so much fun. I'm gonna have to clean some of this up in here, but we'll get to it. Get those folds to overlap in a way that makes sense. Um, let's kind of smooth that out so that it's not intersecting too bad with the front faces. Yeah, so they're all little demons and they're all based off of food. And the very first one that I made is probably still my favorite. Um, my first one was Sweet Tooth. Hey Luigi, how you doing, dude? And Jace. Actually, Jace, I'm just barely getting started. Um, it's yeah, it's really really early in, and granted, this I'm starting from a point where I left off last night. Yeah, I can show you the picture of where I left off last night. This is how my demo from Nomen ended up. So there are a few things that I need to be able to go through and finish up and do for this particular guy. Right now, you see I'm posing this arm so that his peace sign's in front of his chest. I've got the little snaps over here on this side that I don't have the reciprocated pieces on the other side. Hey, Leonard. The pockets are not done. In fact, the pockets are still single-sided geometry, and they just have the dynamic thickness turned on. So that's golly, is there like a setting where you can make that film strip not pop up? I wonder if there's. Let me see if I can find anything. It doesn't look like it. Hide film strip. Um, 'Cause that's kind of an irritating little feature. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like that. I'll just leave it open so that it's not there anymore. Hello, little sister. Yeah, it's like we got a community here. It's so nice. Let me see. I'm going to take this hand away from the body a little bit further. Let's turn off the jacket. Kind of take this away. Turn that jacket back on and see kind of where we need to fix it up. But yeah, it's just all for fun, right? Oh, and then last night, let me see if I can grab it real quick. She bit my toe. I'll show you guys this in a second. If I can get it assembled. But I reprinted pumpkin spice last night, or I guess yesterday. It's probably more like the night before last night. Here, let me switch over to webcam. How about that? Let's see. Let's turn this on. Let's turn this on so that we can get a little bit better lighting when we hold this up. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of here. In fact, let's angle the camera down so you guys can see my beautiful my drip. And then I've got my little pieces for pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is a fun one to me. There are a lot of interesting little cuts and keys that I made for her. I still have to clean up the print, but she looks really nice. Let's see, let's go ahead and add in, tails upside down. There we go. Yeah. Nice. So yeah, there she is. Ah, she's so hard to see. I'm trying to figure out a way to grab onto her that I won't drop her and break her. But yeah, shoot. Focus. Focus. Or even getting like a little bit of lighting coming up into the pumpkin. That's fun. But yeah, she was so much fun, and I really like how she turned out. So yeah, it's just like Sushiyama and um, Sweet Tooth. In fact, Sweet Tooth I have printed out like nice and big. Um, there's my work computer behind me. Everything's a little bit of a mess right now. Jump back down here to thanks, Satoshi. Yeah, she is really tiny, and she's actually like smaller than I'd like her to be. I think I need her to be another maybe 5 millimeters taller. Um, yeah, yeah. I gotta learn how to do like the coding for the Arduinos and things like that to get that flickering LED effect in in that pumpkin, because that would be primo right there. Um, so cool. And it's fun to see, like, now that I've fixed some of the issues with her pose, with her initial pose, and with the way that she was on that pumpkin. She sits and she stays now. The original one, this gray one that I have, she was not well, one, she was not connected to the pumpkin, so she would like topple off. The feet were not like she didn't have both feet touching the ground, and so in fact I'll bring it up here and let's do. I'm not gonna turn on the lights again, but this back foot was not touching the ground, and so it was easy for her to like topple over. Um, she still turned out looking great, and I think that I can still probably paint her and figure out a way to make it so that it makes sense. Um, but not bad. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll have to check that out then. She fits, she sits. Yeah, she fits, she sits, and she stays. She doesn't roll over. So that's nice. You know, just fun stuff. I got a little fish spot down there. But yeah. Yeah. Let's jump back into it. So we can maybe get Sushiyama to a point where he's gonna sit and stay. I also did a print of this guy with his pose. I don't remember where he's at right now though. Everything's kind of too. I had a whole bunch of things come in that I got to take care of, and like I got papers everywhere. So I'm trying to figure out where to put things. All right, let's go ahead and grab that. And let's go ahead and grab that green layer, and we'll just kind of make sure that that's going in. Make sure that that's going in. Again, I mean, because I'm doing this for print, it's not something that I particularly care to make sure that everything is absolutely in ship-shape Bristol fashion. But I do want to make sure that it's good enough that it feels like the forms are supported. I want to make sure that, like for instance, right here, he has these folds that are modeled in, and so I want to do something kind of like I have over here, where it's like the fold is kind of wrapping around on top of itself. Yeah, let's kind of fix that a little bit because that's gonna make it a little bit messy. Okay, but yeah, you see how like the fold kind of goes out and over around itself. I want to do something similar over here. Pull that, pull on that. Yeah, just all about having fun with this. At some point, one of the things that I'm going to want to try to do is do a new self-portrait, but I want to do it in like a really cool new style. Um, yeah, sis, those little fairy lights. Are you talking about like those little flickering tea lights that like mom used to have? Like our mom used to have these uh these little tea light candles that were LED, and she would use them for a little decoration and whatnot. I don't remember what else she used them for, but they're cool. I mean, it's a neat little thing. I think that those sorts of things would be a little bit too big for this though. Um, yeah, let's see about getting something like this. trying to make sure that I kind of control and clean up different things here that I've got going on. I want to make this this little fold here a little bit more apparent. It's a little too um, it's a little bit too subtle or something. And then it's a little bit hard to see forms. Let's actually take this instead of using clay. Let's just go back to our basic material. We can just kind of hide all the textures for now. It doesn't really. We don't need to go through and refill or anything like that. It's totally fine like this. Now let's see. Let's get this to make more of an elbow shape. You see it's like really puffy right here. There's a lot of volume going out. So I'm going to try to get this to kind of come down. And I still want it to feel puffy, so I'm not trying to get rid of the whole volume, the whole form. I just want to, you know, got a design that uses a CR2032 battery. That's like one of those, that's like one of these, right? Oh, no, this is a 2016, but it's similar, I'm sure. Flickering LED, it's really small. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, if you can, you know, put pictures up on the Discord, that'd be great. Or text me or whatever. You got both. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to know a bit about that because those sorts of little touches. Is that what you used for your AT-AT walker? Um, for anybody who's unaware, Leonard is one of my friends from Imagineering. Um, he's now retired, but he's one of those people that I had the privilege of working with when I was at, well, kind of working with. I guess we never really shared projects, but working around when I was at Imagineering. And he's a total ZBrush guru, and yeah, he's really really good. And he had this awesome, like he made this really really cool AT-AT walker from Star Wars, and he got to share it on the ZBrush live that um, it's feeling like it's a little bit too flat right there now. So yeah, it's just a matter of going back and forth. He got the opportunity to share it live on that presentation, and it was awesome. It was so awesome. And he added these like the red glow inside of the AT-ATs, like inside of the canopy, inside of the cabin. Um, Super super cool. It looked amazing. So if you haven't seen it yet, in fact, there might be pictures. There should be pictures, right? You have it up on. Um, oh yeah, and the ZBrush Summit's live this year in person. Yeah, absolutely. You're a guru, dude. You yeah, uh-huh. ZBrush Central. Okay. This will probably be in here somewhere. There's some really cool things in here. I don't come here often enough. That's really not appropriate. Okay. Let's just see if we can look you up because that'll be easier. I thought for sure that'd be easier. It's not easier. Why isn't it easier? Okay, this looks like this is in the right forum. Yeah, look at that. That's so cool. Ah, cool. Yeah, there's some pictures of it painted. Okay. Amazing work, right? Beautiful. And it's articulated and everything. It's gorgeous. It is so cool. I need a rocking chair. We all need a rocking chair. Build a rocking chair. That would be so cool. I mean, you got that furniture building background, so and all the cool tools and everything. Like you totally do that. Build this cool custom rocking chair. You could like 3D print it and prototype it in that way, and that would be so cool. That would be so cool. Oops. Cool. There we go. All right, let's come over here and let's activate that dynamic so that he looks good. Cool. And then boom, color. And granted, there are some other things that I've done to um, the high resolution sculpt since this particular version. Oh, and just so we can see him without the mask, he's got his attitude. um, yeah, let's go ahead and change the focal length on this to something that works a little bit better. Put him beside himself. Okay, so now the other things that we need to do to be able to make sure that this is working nicely for us is we need to finish the pockets and we need to do the little snaps on this side. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I feel like I need to do with him. Um, he's looking pretty cool. Let's hit save so we don't lose him. Are you concerned about your careers? About my career? No. Um, I mean, there's always kind of this need to stay on top of things and just being diligent with your job, so that if you like your job and you want to keep it, then you work hard at it and you stay a nice person to work with. Um, but um, I feel like I've gotten to a point where in my career I'm hoping I won't have um, as much trouble getting a job. Um, where it's like early on in the career, it's really easy to feel um, what's the word? To feel careers in the rearview mirror. Um, trying to think of what the word is. Is turn off the smooth, turn on dynamic, turn that back up, turn off our thickness. Okay, that's better. Um, Gonna have to do this symmetrically or asymmetrically rather, which is fine. Okay, just gonna try to move things around some. So yeah, so far as a career, I mean, it's like at first you know there are definitely those feelings of I don't know that I'll be able to make it sort of thing, and is it worth even trying? And you know, I feel like it takes um, a ton of effort to make sure, you know, to make the dreams work. You know, dreams don't work unless you do. Um, let's go ahead and kind of smooth that down or something. Nah, I don't like that. In fact, here, let's say uncrease all, and then we'll say Control D, just because I think that'll give me a little bit nicer of a shape. And it did, yes. Okay, so now what we want to do, let's say delete lower. We're going to say bevel, edge loop complete. Oh, but I want to make sure that it has 2 rows. And I want to make sure that I'm getting all these edge loops that I have generated. This down here is going to be a little bit thin, but I'll live with it. Or I'll tweak it, you know, whatever. Um, we'll have to see how we deal with it. um, something like that. But yeah, I think it's definitely a matter of just, you know, knowing what you want, working for it, and if you feel like you get to a point where, you know, you have to switch, it's okay, you know. Nobody's going to Nobody ought to think less of you. um okay, let's go ahead and grab this and we will say inflate. So just to be able to make sure that I'm getting what I want out of this, you can see I've got this and it looks like it's got seams now. Oh, the only difference is that I want to maybe not have the seam go through all the way on the top. Let's go ahead and grab those. Grab those. And then maybe the same here on the back. We'll take these and we'll say come on, grab those. Okay, that'll be better. I think. Okay, you can see that it's going and it's kind of creating. Here, let's grab this as well. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm thinking about the composition of how these things overlap. Um, and I kind of like how that looks. So let's try this out and see if it works. Say inflate kind of like that. That looks much nicer. Um, but yeah, my whole goal when I was starting out was that I wanted to get to a point where I could essentially pick my job. I'm not quite to that point yet, but I am to a point where where I'm getting the jobs that I want, and working with people that I like, and doing things that I enjoy, and I think that that's extremely valuable. Um, yeah, because I've been on the end where I'm doing things I didn't like, and where I worked with people that weren't as pleasant to work with. Um, but now we're good. Now we're good. In fact, we're supposed to be moving to working in house at Blizzard within like a month. I'm not sure I'm ready. I'm ready from the standpoint of wanting to, um, wanting to be together with those fine folks, and being able to have fun, and um, shoot the breeze in person, and have that sort of environment, because that's, I miss that. It's a great thing. Hey Prashant, how you doing, brother? Um, I definitely miss being able to, to be around people in the office. I think it's a lot of fun. It definitely makes the workday feel more rewarding. Um, but there's just so much value in working from home. Um, Being able to see my wife and kids whenever I'd like, and you know, it's a little bit trickier if I am, not at home. Okay, this pocket, I'm gonna raise this top end up just a smidgen so that it's not too bad. Not too bad. I'm liking it. Ba da ba ba ba. Hope I don't get censored for that. Just cool. Zakoro. That's kind of a cool username. Yeah, I'm gonna select that as a poly group, and let's make sure that we've got, okay. So my brush size is set to the size of that snap. I want to make a snap. Oh, I don't have my brush loaded. Okay, so here's what I gotta do. I gotta go ahead and load my brush. Let's go back into ZBrush, library, must-haves, brushes, and then I've got my little folder in here. Oh, you know what? Actually, it might. Oh, yep, I am in primitives. I built this brush because I don't particularly care for the one that comes default with ZBrush. So what we need to do is go into the program files, Maxon ZBrush 2023. You come into ZData, brush presets, and right in here, if we paste this, replace the file and destination. Okay, so now we can see we've got our brush in here. Okay, I'm going to come over here into ZBrush, and I'm going to say reset all brushes. This will change everything back to the defaults. It'll go back to that folder and look at those brushes, and now you can see I've got my IMM primitives brush. So really nice, super simple. I really like it. I'm going to use this polysphere, because it has, instead of having like a pole in the middle where a whole bunch of edges meet, it's going to have four three-pointed stars to kind of, determine the edge flow there. It's really just super simple. So you can see how that looks, and that's all these are essentially. But it's like these are this, but with less Z depth. What I'm going to be doing though is I want to take this. I'm going to say flatten, turn on the symmetry here so that it goes on both sides. Hit accept. Okay. Oh, that's right. I reset the brushes, so I need to go back and remake my selections. Thanks, man. Let's go through, make sure that these are different polygroups, and then yeah, I have had so much fun with this particular dude. Alright, let's go ahead and grab this. Oh, look at that. It's like twisted now. That is so twisted. Let's go ahead and take this and rotate it up a little bit. Let me see. Let's see what we can do to fix this, because this is not supposed to be all warped like that. In fact, yeah, the idea is to make just one. Okay. So you can see now we've got this right here. I want to make sure that that this ring is a little bit rounder, so I'm going to take, you know what? Let's do this. Say Control W. And then with this bit, let's go ahead and isolate this so we can see it a little bit better. Let's go ahead and we'll say polish by groups. And that'll round that out some. Let's say polygroups, auto groups. Let's grab this and we will say deformation, polish by groups. Just so we have that nice round shape there. This bit right here, I want to, let's say scale. Edge loop complete. So that way we can kind of like shrink that in some. We can kind of like grow this out a little bit. Insert, multiple edge loops, interactive elevation. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of a height there so that it looks kind of like a snap. Oh, snap! Alright, let's grab this. Just kind of pull it out a little bit so that it's not sticking into the thing. And then, what's the other thing I want to do? Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. In fact, let's kind of make it a little bit more shallow. I think that having it more as like a suggestion of detail than having it be like, you know, a huge height or anything like that, I think that that'll go a long way. And granted, I need it to be big enough to read when it's this big, and that looks like that'll hold up decently well. The zipper looks like it'll need some thickening in like some of these pieces down here. um, I'll have to go through and like modify the actual piece when I go through and get ready to print, but it's working. It's working out all right. Oops, shoot. Let's go in here. Let's say bevel. Just kind of add a little extra roundness here so that it feels a bit more friendly. Okay, so there's that piece. So now let's go ahead and duplicate that off. Control, click, and drag. Just make sure that that's in the location it needs to be in. If I need to, I can go in and I can modify the chord to make sure that that's fitting around it or whatever. However I decide I want to do it. But yeah, just little things kind of like this, like I might go through and give everything its own polygroup, just so that it's easy enough to select the piece individually and then manipulate it individually. But there we go. He's done. Let's go ahead and kind of pull this down a little bit, pull this down, pull this down, pull this down, sort of thing. With this, I do want this to go around, so I think what we're going to do, and it's not really a big deal. Let's see. Let's do this. I'm going to grab my transpose line and just kind of pull it over. Really, really nice and easy. Yeah, I love that transpose line. I feel like it doesn't get enough street cred. Everybody wants to go for the gizmo, but they don't realize there's a tool that does 20 things that the gizmo can't. Hey, Caitlin, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, let's go ahead and check this out. So we've got our dude. He is posed. One of the things that I do want to add and maybe refine a little bit, his hands are definitely like, here, let me see if I can, yeah, this isn't the, here, let's say load tool. We'll go over into 5. So you can see, like, if we come over into this latest sculpt version, he has more definition to his fingernails. It's not a ton, but it's enough for it to be different, you know. He's got his little shadow catcher there. I'll have to bring that in too. So let's see. Let's say, in fact, let's come over here. Select the shadow catcher. We'll say append so that it brings it down to the end. Okay, and there's our little shadow catcher. Let me see. Control S so we don't lose our progress. And then right here, what I want to do is we want to add enough resolution that I can support like defining those nails a little bit. Right now, it's definitely not enough. So let's go ahead. Let's say we'll turn off our dynamic, and we'll just say Control D to. That looks like it's probably enough. Just twice. Okay, it's a little bit strong. So just take that down in strength a little bit. So yeah, just really super simple. I didn't need to add a whole lot. It doesn't need to go in super deep. But I do want to keep in mind the angle that I'm looking at it from, so that I can keep it so that it's not going like straight in and feeling like I'm scribing the detail in there. I want to feel like I'm adding a little bit of angle to it. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Right in here. This one's going to be a little bit harder. This one will never be seen, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. This other side, I mean, similar sort of idea. I mean, I'm never going to see what's going on with anything except maybe the thumb. You can see it gets warped and it's not very pretty, but it's, yeah, it'll get the job done. Here, let's see if we can kind of tweak that a little bit so that we have a little bit better form for the thumb there as we can see it. Steven, it's surround sound. You'll see it in your mind's eye. Yeah, it'll be one of those things that bothers me if it's not right, right? You know, it'll be like, I left that fingernail undid. Thanks, Rashab. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun going through and working on this particular character. Just I feel like he's got so much just potential. You know, this whole series that I've been developing is just fun. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more definition to these over here. Feels a little bit too heavy. Too heavy-handed. I know, lame dad joke, whatever. I don't care. Here, let's go ahead and clean up the color too. Let's grab the paintbrush. Grab the color of the sushi around the nail. Oops. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and kind of add a little bit of, it might be too much. I don't know. It's like just trying to figure out how to balance. That finger on the bottom is like super warped. It's very out of position. So it's like at this point I'm trying to go through and figure out like what I can excuse, what I can live with. This particular finger feels like something that I shouldn't make myself live with. So let's kind of go through and fix some of the forms, some of the volumes. poor form. Look at that. Okay, let's go ahead. Material, color, fill object. Okay. Cool. There we go. We have our dude. Yeah, let's see if we can get a good angle on him. Yeah, let's go ahead and open our timeline, bookmark that view so that we can see, you know, so we can see it. And I'm pretty sure I've already turned on the renderer, the Redshift renderer. So we'll see how it looks all prettied up. There we go. Yes. It's kind of interesting to see the difference of how the top part of the mask looks in comparison to the bottom part of the mask, because they should be the same color, but they are not. Let's see if we can, if we turn off, oh, I wonder if actually maybe, huh. Yeah, I agree. The mask had some issues. Let's go ahead and just turn off the texture. It already looks like it's better. Yeah, look at that. So something about having the texture applied made it so that it didn't want to behave properly when it came time to render. Oh, here's something else we need to do. We need to add a material to the snaps so that they are good and ready to go. But he's looking good. It's so funny to me. I need to add an emissive material to the eyes. Um, like both his actual eyes and the mask eyes. So let's do that real quick. It's so fun. Let's see. Let's come down here to, let's say rough metal, because that looks like that'll probably be all right. mRGB, color, fill object. Oh, I didn't want to do both sides though. Okay, so this is already filled. So what I'm going to do, let's come over here and say, let's say plastic. Let's give it a plastic look just to see what it is that it'll look like when it's rendered. Maybe I'll do the same thing for the zipper. Give the zipper fill object, color, fill object. And maybe with these we can come in here and, oops. And then we can say material, color, fill object. Just to see if that gives me anything different of a look. Let's go ahead and render that now. Please comment. Okay, that's looking like way shinier than I was wanting. I have a question in regarding ZModeler, how to select vertices or edge and move them. ZModeler is awesome and it's super flexible. I'll come to that in just a minute. Let me see about trying to. In fact, I might try to just tweak this material because it's a good material. It's just maybe I should be able to focus on, yeah, that coat weight. Bring that weight down. see. Sheen should be fine, I think. We might come back to that in a minute, though. Reflect, reflect roughness. I want to bring this reflect roughness up quite a bit. You see that's starting to make that feel a lot less specular, we'll say. In fact, with the coat roughness, we can take that up to see something like that. Now, this isn't going to save unless I save the material. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to say, let's say save. We're going to go over into now the materials folder is one that I'm not as familiar with. So we're going to have to dig around and figure out. Okay, this looks like, yeah, see there's plastic. I'm going to say plastic semi-rough. And let's try that render again. This looks like it's getting me a much nicer effect, much more what I was expecting. So much better. Okay, and that'll give me a little bit of like a material standoff. The zipper doesn't look great because it's got these, yeah, it's looking really doughy. The normals are making it look really doughy, and so it's a really kind of a tricky thing to know how to cope with. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab these. We'll say Control D or something like that, just to make sure that that's got something to it. Deformation, we'll say inflate just a little bit so that we get just a little bit thicker. In fact, I might even take it a little bit thicker than that. And that'll kind of round it out, make it feel a little bit friendlier too. This other piece down here, I'm not entirely sure how I want to handle that, but we'll get to that. Let's go ahead and talk about ZModeler stuff real quick since we're here. Just turn off dynamic. So ZModeler is great. So by default, you have the move points, and it's just going to interact with your mesh based on your brush radius. But you also have these options of being able to snap to surface and things like that. So I like to use this a lot for doing retopology. Works really well. And I've got other videos, some past streams where I do a lot of that. So I won't dive into that particular function. With edges, this is a really cool function. I can't remember who it was that taught me. I wish I could remember. It was somebody on the stream, and they're like, you could move your edges in this sort of way, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. So you have this edge actions. You can come into move auto radius or move infinite radius or brush radius or whatever. I'm going to say move brush radius, and you can say edge loop complete or edge loop partial, whatever works fine for you. And you can see you're just able to move just that edge loop. That's really handy, and I've come to really appreciate this. I still use my old method quite a bit, where I do this sort of thing, and I literally like push or pull or whatever based on whatever it is I need to do. If I need to be able to inset something though, deformation, you can kind of inflate it, so that way you're getting like something that's more consistent all the way around. Lots of really cool things, cool options, things that you can do. So yeah, that's a little bit about the the Z modeler stuff and how to select edges and vertices and things. Really simple, and really versatile. So yeah, I totally recommend digging into it. Yeah, let's see. Let's take this. I'm going to hit render, and then we're going to call it good. Um, Gosh, that's so fun. Oh, material for the eyes. I wanted to make an emissive material for the eyes. So let's see. Let's go ahead and grab this. We'll maybe make it a little bit more yellow, a little bit less saturated, and a little bit darker. Okay, cancel. Here, let's hit actual so that we're at the actual size. I'm going to say. I wonder, is there already? There is an emissive material. Awesome. Okay, mRGB, color, fill object. Okay, let's go to the other eyes. mRGB, color, fill object. All right. Okay, so now we come back here just to be able to see how strong it is. It's probably way too strong. Um, oh, you know what? That actually looks good. That'll work. Yeah, one more thing, one more thing, one more thing. I might try. I might try making these a little bit more, just a little bit warmer, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Now, one of the things I want to try to do, yeah, let's go ahead and kind of, well, I guess it has like a render time smoothing, so I'm not really too worried about it. Um, let's come over here. Let's turn off the mask. Can we take him seriously? Let's see. Let's find out. Quentin! Looks awesome. So funny. Yeah, that glow is totally what I needed for the eyes. Now I'm curious. One of the things that I can do, and let's turn on the mask again, just so that we're looking at this. We have the post processing effects, the filters that get applied at after things are rendered. Um, So here's what we're going to do. We're going to zoom, scroll up. Actually, let's not say zoom. Let's just scroll up so we can see that face a little bit more focused. Um, let's hit save just so that it's there. Let's come over here. Let's open up our light box. Let's go into filters. I should already have a filter created. Um, for glow specifically. It looks like I don't have it in the folder, so it's not going to show up. Let's make one. Let's make one because it should be easy enough. Let's go into render. We'll dock this over to the side, and then let's go BPR filters. Although I'm not sure actually if this will work. Okay, it is working. Cool. That's good. That's good since it is BPR. What we don't want this to be noise, so we're going to change this to, there should be a glow right there. Okay. Blend mode, lighten, great. Okay, so color, let's go ahead and come over here to something. Or we could pick this. Let's pick that. That should be good. Okay. Let me see. Radius. Let's go ahead and pick a radius. Make it a little bit bigger. We want this to be localized around here. So let me see. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? How do we go about this? Let's see. See, right now it's like making everything glow. We don't want it to make everything glow. We want it to focalize. You know what? So maybe what we'll do instead. I'm trying to remember now. You know what? I'm going to see if I can find. I'm going to see if I can find my filter sets. Ah. Characters for fun. Doggone, it looks like I might not have anything available. You change computers and all of a sudden like everything gets lost. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Well, let me go grab it. Looks like I should be able to find it. ZBrush. Um, let's see. Sculpt off. Was it Summit 2020? Summit? One of these. It wasn't 2022. Yeah, I think it was 2020. Oh no, it doesn't have it. I must have moved the thing to. Doggone. Um, it's like this is something that I really want to have now. Cause like I can't think off the top of my head. It wasn't. I don't feel like it was glow that I was using to be able to create this effect. I feel like it was. Um, I feel like it was something else. Um, Noisemaker green, blue, red, normal Gaussian. It's like this doesn't come with a. Oh, it's still trying to load. Um, yeah, because essentially, I'm pretty sure it was like solid color or something like that. What was? Can anybody find that? Good grief! Good grief! Shoot! Maybe it was overpaint. Nope, it wasn't overpaint. Shoot, I can't remember what it was. The Orton filter can be pretty good. Like it'll brighten things up. So now if I can remember the way that I had gotten it to localize to a specific color, that's what I want. But shoot, I can't think of where it is. Okay, let me see, because there's supposed to be. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. And then let's come over here and let's see if we can kind of boost this. It's kind of giving me almost like a Fresnel effect. I don't know. It might be worth just leaving it kind of as it is. Stop, stop messing around with something that's. Oh well. I'll have to go through and see if I can find my filter, because I had this filter that I developed, um, and you know what? I don't know that I even have. I should be able to find it on here on see if I can go in here to my summary. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I might have used it on the Queen's Apprentice, or not the Queen's Apprentice, the Witch's Apprentice. Um, and then there was the ZBrush live sculpt off that we did a few years ago. There we go. It was this one where I went ahead and developed this filter so that so that I could get a glow. Um, because the rules were that I had to use ZBrush, and that was what I was able to do. So that glow was really cool, and it was really important to the piece. Um, Eventually, someday, I want to finish this piece out because like the idea is cool, and it's just like really really rough. 3 hours. I mean, you get 3 hours to do something. It's not a whole lot of time, but let's go ahead and zoom out from there a little bit. This is where we'll leave off for today. Um, Close that filter tab. It didn't like me anyway. But yeah, so there's this. Let's go ahead and let's save out the image. Go into character. We'll go into Sushiyama. Let's say 2A. And then let's turn off the mask and render that out. Because, we got both. And we'll render this out. We'll put it in as to be or not to be. That is the question. And then, I'll go through and I'll do turntables so that I can post them up to Instagram later as well. But it's just funny. It's just funny. In fact, let's fix some ratio stuff here so that we don't have to worry about. It's like the height's probably good. What I want though is for the width to maybe be like 1,000. Okay. Zoom just to make sure that we are getting okay, I'm just trying to make sure that this is like lined up in the center here. Okay, and then I can kind of bookmark it. Oops, Control 1. There we go. Okay, and then we can do like a little test render to make sure that this is going to work out all right. So a few things that I need to do. Just I know I go over this probably every time. Every time I do a turntable, but I feel like it's important. It's nice. Um, the most important things are to make sure that you're picking your document for the render space and large, because that's going to make sure that it's giving you your full document when it's rendering out the turntable. Then I come down to title image, make sure this is fade in, fade out down to 0. Oops, sorry. This overlay image down to 0. We have, I mean, you have different timeline options too, but the modifiers is one that we want to come in here. I always change it to 300. I'm trying to think if there's anything else from here that I need to change. Looks like it should be good. And then just hit turntable just to be able to test it to make sure that it's not going to go off the camera like that. It went off the camera twice, so it looks like if we just scooch him over a little bit. Let's try that. You know, that one didn't work. Okay, let's try it again. We don't need to worry about deleting the last turntable because, you know. Okay, we already know this one's not going to work. Turntable. Yeah, it's still going off. So I think this one might be it. Oh, it still goes off. It's all about kind of here, hit delete. And you'll have to hit delete before you do your final turntable, just so that you get rid of anything that's it's still like barely going off. It's like barely going off. Is it still good over on the other side though? Yeah, we still have a little bit of wiggle room. Here, let's try this one more time. Oh, I gotta fix the inside of the jacket too. Ooh, I think that's good. I think that'll work. And even if it doesn't, then yeah, that's good. We'll keep that. Thanks, Queen. Yeah, so let's fix the inside of the jacket so that we don't have that hand poking through. Okay, as you can see, we've got our different polygroups here. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy, but it does have to be modified so that it's not hitting weird penetration issues. At least not perceivable. penetration issues. Cool. That is much nicer. All right, now that we have this, we're gonna save. Let's say, say movie. We'll say delete, and then let me see. Was there anything else that I wanted to do? Yeah, we'll just hit BPR, and then while this starts rendering, I'll go ahead and kind of close out. So yeah, we got everything set up, turntable, and we're good and ready to go. This will be sitting here rendering for the next little while. Um, Dang, guys, that was fun. That was a lot. Yeah, I'm happy to have this guy all posed out. And granted, like the jacket isn't part of his final character. It's just kind of like a I don't know, like a different variety of something. In fact, let me grab the other Sushiyama while this is rendering. Might as well, right? He got kind of buried underneath things. He still has some cleanup to do, but yeah, let's jump over to webcam view. There's the 3D printed pose Sushiyama. So him together with pumpkin spice. It's kind of like the like real life scale. This is how big they're supposed to be in real life, right? Just kind of funny. Um, it's fun. It's fun. Um, but yeah, that's uh that's where we'll call it. That's where we'll call it. That'll be fun. Um, so yeah, dude, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out for a bit. Let's jump back down to the stream view so that way you can actually watch what's going on instead of looking at my ugly mug up close. Yeah, go have an awesome Saturday. Uh, Enjoy your weekend. I am going to figure out what I'm going to do next today. Uh, and then, yeah, I'll be able to post this up in a little while. Hope you guys have a great weekend and appreciate seeing you. Peace out.